Yeah, my name is Alvaro Goyanes. I'm coming from Spain, but I'm representing a company that is based in London in the UK. It's called FabRx, and our company is focused basically on pharmaceutical 3D printing. So we use 3D printing to make medicines. This company is a spin-out company from UCL, University College London, and I'm also working in Spain as a lecturer in University of Santiago de Compostela. So I'm a bit multitasking, doing industry and research at the same time. So why using 3D printing for pharmaceutical applications? Well, right now medicines are produced mass manufactured. So we have centralized facilities where we manufacture hundreds or millions of tablets, and these tablets are distributed all around the world and are used to treat diseases from very different patients. So most of the times we have a big variety of patients that receive the same medication, and this medication sometimes is not effective. Actually, there are reports that says that only 30 to 60% of the medicines that we give to patients are effective. And this is a big problem because sometimes 70% of the medicines are not effective. Our approach is to make medicines personalized, closer to the patient, and give to each patient a specific medicine. And this is our approach. And there are no automatic methods of making personalized medicines. And our approach is to use pharmaceutical 3D printing to print actually tablets with the medicine, with the drug inside that you can give to the patients. We call them 3D printed tablets or printlets. This is our contribution to the English language. And this here you can see an example of a pharmaceutical 3D printer. So we have a mixture of excipients and drug that goes through a print head, and we print directly into a blister packing. No? There are many 3D printing technologies. This is an example of extrusion material, and this is one of the pharmaceutical 3D printers that we developed. You can see a camera system here. You could also see a bill plate. This is the bill plate with a balance incorporated. And why we have a camera and a balance? Because quality control of these medicines is key. But first of all, why we want to make medicines personalized, or how this is going to be implemented in the future? Our vision is that in the future, the patient is going to go to the medical doctor because there is a therapeutic need, either a wearable device or a blood test, or the patient realizes that something is wrong. The medical doctor is going to give a digital prescription to this patient if this problem can be resolved with medication. This is going to be sent to the pharmacy and transformed in a 3D digital design that is going to be sent to a 3D printer that is going to be in a hospital or in a pharmacy. And we are going to get the personalized medicine. This personalized medicine is administered to the patient, and depending on the outcome, the clinical outcome, we might need to go through this cycle again. We call it virtuous cycle of personalized medicine because every time the patient goes through this cycle, the patient is getting better and better medication, and we are generating a lot of data. Obviously, to make this a reality, we need software to control the printer, software to predict the right dose, pharmaceutical 3D printers, pharma inks, artificial intelligence to control the whole system. And what is critical is to have quality control methods for these manufactured medicines that we produce in a small scale. So we will have in the future printers, software, the pharma ink, that is the material that we put in the printer. Our idea is that in the future we will have a kind of Nespresso model that pharmaceutical companies manufacture these pre-filled cartridges or blisters with the medicine that are included in the printer, and then the pharmacist in the pharmacy or in the hospital select the right dose for this person. So to make this a reality, as I said, we need quality control systems. It's not like in mass manufacturing that we have millions of tablets and we select a group of tablets, we analyze, and we say everything is fine. We cannot destroy these tablets. If we are making a batch of small 28 tablets, treatment for 1 month for the patient, we need to be sure that these tablets have the right dose without destroying the tablets. So our approach is to use balance. So we know the weight of the tablet, and if we know the weight, we are pretty sure that we are getting the right dose if we have the right composition, the right mixture. So how can we make a decision about the right composition? In our case, we are using NIR, we are evaluating Raman, so we are using spectroscopic methods for quality control, and this is key. We have several studies, some of them with other pharmaceutical companies like Lausanne, where we evaluate the use of NIR or Raman or other technologies, spectroscopic technologies, as a process analytical technologies to implement in this 3D printing technology. Process analytical technology include a wide variety of technologies to control the process. In the pharmaceutical industry, for mass manufacturing is something that is being implemented right now. For continuous manufacturing is critical. But here in these small batches is even more critical because we cannot destroy the small batch and say, yeah, the batch was fine. So we need to find these non-destructive methods. In our company, we use these photonics spectroscopic methods, but we don't develop spectroscopic methods. So in this case, the NIR that we are using is from Viavi. We tested from many different manufacturers, different NIRs and Ramars, and we are evaluating the models and the software and all the full equip for implementation in pharmacies. What else we do related with photonics? So one part is process analytical technology that, as I said, is key. And the other part is like, well, 3D printing, you saw, well, I showed the video, is not very fast. And we thought like, is there a way of having something that is fast, like the replicator from Star Trek, that you have something appearing there immediately? And we thought, well, probably the closest method to get something similar would be something that is called volumetric printing. In volumetric printing, we have a monomer or a resin with monomers that, thanks to the light, goes from liquid to solid. So we have photopolymerization. And here you can see in 7 seconds, we are able to create an object, the object. So we are evaluating different methods that are based on photopolymerization. We use DLP projectors from different angles to make these formulations. We are far from reaching the market because the materials that we are used are not pharmaceutical grade excipients, are materials that are used for other pharmaceutical applications like contact lenses, but are not commonly used in medicines. But I think there is a lot of potential with this technology to make medicines in the future. In one of our studies, as I said, we use a DLP projector and we are projecting light into our container that contains like a mixture of monomers and drag. So the drag is inside this resin. So whenever we get an object, it solidifies and this object contains the drag inside. So we can swallow the object and then the drag is released. So we are making tablets using volumetric printing. We have some crazy ideas and we think like, well, maybe in the future medicines are going to be manufactured at home. And we develop like a kind of home printer for pharmaceutical products that uses the light of our cell phone that we can have to print medicines. So the light of the screen of this cell phone makes the same process of photopolymerization on a bill plate, and we are able to make medicines overnight for a patient that could take them next day. So this is a proof of concept. Again, we are far from implementation. The real technology for implementation is the first one, that is material extrusion, where we are using photonics for quality control. But these are very interesting applications for the future and for research. And this is the team from FabRx, the company. We have collaborations with many pharmaceutical companies, universities, research institutions. So we are always happy to collaborate. So you can send me an email. And if you are interested in this topic, we have an article that is quite a good article translating 3D printed pharmaceuticals from hype to real-world clinical applications. Obviously, the Star Trek approach was the hype, no? But we have the real-world clinical applications, and we have done clinical studies in some of the biggest hospitals in Europe. That's all from my part. I'm happy to answer questions. Thank you.